Welcome and namaste, Deanna with Empowering Empaths. I am coming to you for our energy update for May 4th through the 10th. And we're going to highlight a few different things this energy update, but specifically the full moon coming up on May 7th at 6:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was thinking about the sacredness and the beautiful aspects of the new moons and the full moons. You know, this illumination, this time when we can have sacred ceremony. And with this full moon in Scorpio being very deep in the sign of Scorpio, a water sign of feminine energy, intuitive, known for the transformation, the death, and the rebirth that can happen. I feel this is a huge time for us to go deep and allow the things that have been maybe hidden emotions that we have been fixed into, go ahead and surrender those and allow it to die so that we can become that phoenix rising, out of the ashes after we've gone deep into our self-healing and allowing ourselves to be the alchemist of transforming that. I think it's a beautiful time at the full moons to honor our ancestors and not to take forward the karmic patterns, and really allowing the gifts and the blessings for those that have came before us and after us. So really us being the transformative energy, right? And so wherever this falls in your chart, 17 degrees Scorpio, that is very significant. I first became so drawn to astrology, firstly, just on a soul level. I've gotten several tattoos in the past before I even realized the significance of it. Just drawn to it naturally. Pay attention to those things that your soul is drawn to, because a lot of times those are things that we can get on our path of transformation and becoming more in our harmony and our authenticity going forward, finding our soul's path. So I'm going to highlight a few different things with this Scorpio moon. It is in the opposition of the sun in Taurus, which is always the opposite sign. So we have fixed earth and we have fixed water. And for me personally, I've always really struggled during the Scorpio full moons and new moons, and I couldn't figure it out. So researching myself and really getting on the path of loving astrology and learning it, I feel I'll be a lifetime learner of it now. I just really struggled being, my moon being fixed earth, fixed emotions, earthy, and then the fixed water of emotions. So there we go. Once we learn those things within us, those deep hidden things sometimes, we really can be that phoenix rising and transform our emotions. So I really want to highlight with the full moon in Scorpio that keep opening up and keep surrendering, right? Keep dumping your emotions, not ignoring them. Keep surrendering your emotions, and then, fill back up with the things that you wish to co-create going forward, because that's huge. Coming to you on the 4th, which is May 4th, and today the sun is merging with Mercury, so it's in conjunct, it's side by side, and so we can gain some clarity within our thoughts at this time, but we can also feel like we're confused between our emotions and our thoughts. So that's where the importance of surrendering those things comes in really handy for you to be the alchemist of your life and transform the things that do not serve for your higher good. Okay, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. The chakras and that are coming up for me today to share for you guys for the week is the third eye. So gaining this clarity of vision, maybe allowing the transformation within you to go, you know what, these feelings and emotions dog me down. And in order for me to keep rising in my evolution, I'm going to keep surrendering those, and I'm going to keep filling up with the things and the things that I want within me to transform it. It is okay to go deep in these emotions. Don't ignore them, because that's when I feel that we experience the resistance within us. And so the full moon is speaking in harmony with Neptune at the time of the full moon. So this trine can be some deep spiritual insights. It can create this creativity within you, because that was the other chakra coming up for me this week to share with you guys, is the sacral chakra, which is no coincidence, right? Scorpio, representative of the reproductive organs and sex, and really gaining this Neptunian energy within you, going, you know what, sex is sacred. It's a beauty. Scorpio being a feminine sign along with Taurus, right? This feminine energy within you to really honor yourself and understand that that creative sacral chakra is super important right now. And I love it with the third eye coming up too, with this also being shared that the sun in the opposite sign of Taurus is got Mercury right there with it. So communication, and this communication always starts within us first, right? So whatever we're thinking, we're putting into this collective ethers. I always think of the crystalline grid and the ethers to be so similar to Wi-Fi, right? Like it's not seen, but it's this connectiveness. So allow this transformation within you. If you feel like you're going deep, man, go online and find where 17 degrees of Scorpio is in your birth natal chart. What signs are there? Kind of dive deep. That's how I'm learning myself. And astrology really has, for me, helped me to go aha moments, right? Of going, that's exactly how I feel. These are the things I very much so struggle with. And so, although my Mercury mind is still very busy, it's about me sitting down and not allowing my emotions, like, not to become those emotions, but to transform them, be the alchemist, allow those feelings that are dense to die. Totally Scorpio, right? And because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, this is deep shit, guys. This is the dark. This is the deep. But inside that dark, right, is that creative seed, like the womb, right? Like the feminine who carries and births children into this realm. That dark place where there can be transformation, where there can be rebirth, where there can be just that beautiful seed. And I think that's super cool. I didn't realize this as I'm learning, like Taurus, hello, is the fixed earth. We are the earth signs that are fixed. Well, Taurus is the only one, but they can be, all earth signs can be those ones that anchor into the vessel, this transformation. And because it's speaking in harmony with this full moon with Neptune in the trine, it's a beautiful time to surrender those deep things and allow this higher perspective and a spiritual insight within you to go, wow, I've carried that shit, that baggage for a long time. I'm surrendering this deep stuff. And if you look throughout your life, there's usually a common theme. And a lot of us, shame and guilt and, this is crazy dense shit that is a lie. It's not who we are. So be that alchemist, be that one who is allowing the death and rebirth within you to become that phoenix rising, and think about it symbolically, the phoenix rising. That transformation doesn't happen until we go dark, till we go deep, and it's from the ashes that we become this phoenix rising. And that's also beautiful because it's kind of going hand in hand with the sacral chakra coming up, to allow this new creation within you to take you forward, right? Because 2020 for all of us is this huge revelation of seeing and being all seeing, third eye chakra again, coming up with that, to transform all of these things, to be the alchemist of our lives, right? And to really have healthy boundaries as well, because fixed water, any of the water signs are, all people, but water signs specifically have issues with boundaries, and because it is a fixed water sign, it can get too fixed in its emotions and go, you know what, nope, I won't see different perspectives, and this is not the time to not be open like a chalice, to see different perspectives because of the Mercury Sun conjunct with Scorpio full moon, and then it being in Taurus, and Uranus in Taurus is also very symbolic of quick changes and being innovative within ourselves going forward. And so I did print out a couple things that I would like to share because I was just really having a great time. Like I've said, the Scorpio full moons have always been really fucking hard for me, and I couldn't figure it out and couldn't pinpoint it. And then when I realized it's the very, opposition, it's when the sun is in Taurus is when we experience the full moon in Scorpio. So allowing my dark, deep emotions, whether it be crying them out, screaming them out, but not being so fixed to those emotions that you can't sit down in meditation and just call upon God, Creator, Source, and say, you know what, this isn't working for me anymore, and be that transformative energy within you. We are the alchemists, and taking that forward, super cool. So what else do I have here in my little book? The Scorpio full moon is an energetic high point of May's lunar cycle and represents endings and completions. So that's death and rebirth as well of Pluto. Although the goal of Scorpio is to transform, the Scorpio full moon is often a time of crisis because secrets and hidden desires slip out into the darkness, into the light. This is where this can be transformed within you. Those not in their authenticity, it causes this chaos, and then truth always prevails if you're a firm believer like I am. So this could also be like sexual fantasies and whatnot. Those are all good and beautiful. It is a matter of if being in integrity within yourself, and then if you're in union with somebody else, you honor that. And this is a time with the Scorpio energy to not get so full-blown into superficial temptations, and it is at the all-time highest during Scorpio because you try to avoid risky situations that are unsafe for people. So this is a matter of integrity, right? And allowing that scorpionic energy, very intuitive also with it being a water sign, to allow your intuition to guide you and go by that firstly. So it's always about respecting yourself and respecting others, and then there wouldn't be dark, deep, hidden betrayals and whatnot coming up into the surface. But I feel like with the outer planets of Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter all being, going through Capricorn and going into Aquarius, and then going to be going back towards the end of the month, we have a lot of retrogrades, so we'll have a time to revisit and any of the words like redo. So allow this transformation to keep pushing you forward, where we really do need to bring all things to light. And if you have sexual fantasies, great. If you have a partner, play them out with your partner. That Scorpion energy is about the sexual organs, and it's all good as long as there's integrity in you and the other person. And then you don't get into those things, like I said, coming from the dark, utilizing the dark energy for hurting others or whatever. So let me go into this. I'm super chatty today because I was excited to come on. Regardless of what your moon sign is, for a couple of days each month, we will feel the influence of the Scorpio moon. This means you'll react a little more sharply and with the stinger scorpion energy that it's known for. Now, this is only if you're out of balance, because like I said, we have the Scorpion is representative of Scorpio, but we also have the Phoenix rising. So don't get too attached to those fixed emotions and be open to different perspectives. Don't be so fixed in that. I'm healing that, and I've noticed because each time now I'm not having such a hard time with that Scorpio full moons. So you may feel things a little more passionately, or you may be willing to go to the extremes that you might not otherwise go to. This is where you're going to go. Don't fall into temptations, right? Super simple. You can have temptations if you're playing them out within yourself in a healthy way, and if you have a partner. The moon in Scorpio is not known to be low-key, so it means intense illumination, dark things, right, coming up. Whether that be your emotions within you, if there's been somebody in your life that has not been in integrity and there's some shady shit going on, well then expect these times to bring it forward. This is also a time for when you'll look within to truly understand the depths of your feelings. Very deep emotional water sign. This period of introspection could lead to a greater self-awareness as well as an awareness of those around you. True that. The ability to get in touch with the intricacy of your own emotions gives you the insight needed to understand others. So true. When I first started studying my astrological birth chart, I'm like, oh my God, it's a beautiful spiritual esoterics with psychology, and I love that higher learning being Jupiter in my first house, so it's super cool. Don't be surprised if you have a full few light bulb moments during this time. So, what else? On Thursday morning, the sun in Taurus I can't do my glasses neither. I'm still having issues with my eyes are wonky, so I'll just hold it away from me. So on Thursday morning, the sun in Taurus opposes the moon in Scorpio. So like I said, it is the opposite sign. That's how we get the illumination of the full moon. So whatever sign the sun is in, the very opposite sign will be that full moon. And then the new moons are always right side by side wherever the sun is. So the full moon is a time of culmination and a promise of fulfillment of that which has started at the new moon. It is an emotional time. It is a time of romance, fertilization, and relationships. The Taurus-Scorpio polarity deals with the balance between all that is mine, Taurus, and all that is yours, Scorpio. It also emphasizes the concepts of Taurus versus transformation of Scorpio. So Taurus is very known, like I said, fixed earth, of this concept of form. So in our bodies, what we grow, and this is all up for review right now because we've been doing things that we shouldn't be doing, right? Depleting the planet. And that it allows this scorpionic energy to transform and transmute this. So as we're going forward through 2020, maybe we can start doing things in a more feminine, intuitive way to where there's compassion, where we're growing things holistically, right? Think about that symbolically within you. So while Taurus deals with matter, personal values, happiness with the simple, tangible things, Scorpio full moon draws your attention to complexities, the intangible, and the mysteries, because it is an emotional feminine sign, intuitive, the unseen, right? The esoterics. Neglecting either end of this axis will surely backfire on us. So that is like we can't be too lofty in our emotions, but we can't be checking out of our body neither, right? It took me 40 years to freaking get in my body because I was checked out. Long story. So this full moon is about emotional declarations. Something has been building inside of us, like it is an intimate nature, and now is the time when the energy of the cosmos demands that we let it out. So sit down in meditation, do some breath work, empty your cup of the deep emotions that may make you feel dense, and then refill back up with God's light, presence, creator, spirit, whatever you call it. So over the next 2 weeks, we'll discover what this declaration means for us. So think about this going forward. At this access point on Thursday morning, 2 weeks out, we're going to see this transformation within us if you can sit in it, if you can have awareness and consciousness of it. For the now, we can't sit on our feelings. We need to express them. The full moon illuminates this conflict between collecting and sharing. With the full moon in a bright sky, symbolic illumination occurs in our life. So it's that phoenix, transformation, alchemist. However, these new feelings and revelations are emotional ones, so cry if you need to cry. As emotions burst forth into your consciousness, it's time to express yourself, to let things out of your system. Of course, we might want to exercise some care while doing so, knowing what is coming out of us in a new and not particular rational way as of yet. Full moons are exposing or illuminating issues that are already there, but that have not been dealt with. Where does the full moon fall by your house natal chart? Pay attention. 17 degrees Scorpio. It's in my 12th house. And then, of course, I looked at the other things that are in play at the same time. The trine that it's going to be in with Neptune. We can have this huge transformation of the unseen. Really gaining some clarity with that Mercury being with the Sun in Taurus. Allow your third eye, bring that into your awareness for the week. Allow yourself to see different perspectives, to also let you see more than just in the physical. Grab onto that esoteric, trust your intuition, and allow that sacral chakra, your sacral creative birth seed, maybe do some creative projects too as well. And the sexual energy, I do feel very much so amping up. It's pretty amazing, actually. So we're going to go into the Mystical Shaman Oracle now. God, Creator, Source, Divine White Light, Ascended Masters, my guides, Yeshua, and my Son in Spirit, I ask for your beautiful presence of love, compassion, sustenance, and creative life force to be clear communication for all who come in and listen, and I give thanks in advance. So I just love that. I really feel like we can definitely, being Scorpio, deep water, deep hidden things with the Plutonian energy. Some of you, if you're not in your authenticity yet, you may have deep things come up. Deal with them. Transform them. Be the alchemist of your life. Don't ignore things because they will keep resurfacing. Trust me, I know. We got water. I'm going to read from these. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. I love this deck. Okay. One more, Spirit. Wow. Okay, guys. First up, we got the water card. It is a 61. It is a 6 + 1 is 7. 7 is known as a very spiritual number, which can be the transformation that happens within us. It is, like I said, let me get to the page and then I'll intuit some of what the message is. It is allowing those emotions to be healed, to be released, to be let go of, to transform them. It is healthy boundaries. So if you don't have healthy boundaries, always from a love space, make sure you're working on that right now, specifically because there's a lot of perspectives, opinions, lots of ego, identities that still are not willing to see other people's perspectives. And two people will never agree on all things. We have to come to a point where we're allowing, your energy to have some boundaries and go, I'm not feeding that anymore, my energy. Okay. Water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing, It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self. Many myths around the world speak of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after a deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then as soon as form has separated itself from water, it comes under the laws of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. Release your emotions. Like I said, surrender them. This is a purification for your transformation. When you do this, take a bath, sit in your bathtub, light a candle, release your emotions. Water ceremonies are super important. When water arrives, you've been invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on conclusion at this time. Huge with the Scorpio full moon, you guys are fixed water if you're specifically a Scorpio. This is going to affect the fixed signs more significantly than the mutable and the cardinal. So find out where this 17 degrees is in your chart, right? But this has an impact on everybody. If you feel joy, feel it fully. If you feel sad, allow the sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebbs and the flows of the events and trust that you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arrives. Natural flow is here. Go with it. Love that. Absolutely love it. I'm not going to read from this one. I'm just going to intuit 4 plus 7, 11. Master number, smoking mirrors. This is allowing yourself to see through the illusions. The smoking mirror is even, have you been, basically lying to yourself? Have you stepped into your authenticity yet? Have you allowed yourself to see with that third eye chakra, right? All seeing, not just seeing with our two eyes, this clarity within you. Allow the things that are illusions to not grab so much a hold of you. Not saying being checked out of your body, but grab onto that esoterics, look through the things that are superficial, allow your intuition and your heart to guide you. The smoking mirrors are definitely about illusions. So this is a time for you to sit into meditation, right? Allow the illumination, like a lot of people are going to experience through this Scorpio full moon, a transformation. You're going to have light bulb moments with this sun conjunct Mercury in Taurus, but also that intuitive sign of Scorpio, kind of balancing that out and seeing through the illusions. Are the values that I've been holding on to only in the material? That's too superficial. Have a nice balance of, you know what, I see what really matters is compassion and love. However, being in a human experience, it's totally okay to have those fine things of the earthy too, as long as we're not going into greed and the fuckery of that, right? The house, the job, the material things not being what rules you, but seeing through the illusions of going, you know what, I see the bigger picture of what really matters in life, but I'm going to anchor that into my body. I'm going to release and transform the deep, heavy emotions. I'm going to feel them to the depths of the deepness that they are, not ignoring them, turning and facing them, releasing them. Lastly, we got the curse, talking about the ancestors at the beginning on how we do not want to carry forward karmic cycles and patterns, but yet we want to take forward. What legacy do we want to set forward for our children and those that come after us? If you're into loving astrology like me, how do we fit into that soup going forward in the future? The curse is about letting go of karmic patterns. This is, you will not, listen, if we don't have a clear throat chakra, speaking our truth, we're holding back those deep emotions. It will manifest as sickness and illness within our bodies. It'll dog us down. So remember that I do not have to carry, nor do you, forward anything of the past, of the wounds, of the common threads, whatever it may be in your life, whether it be betrayal, whether it be dark hidden things with this Scorpio full moon. And Pluto is about that, diving deep into the things that have been hidden in the dark, pulling them forward so that we can transform them. The curse is something I find very beautiful to go along with this message. We do not have to be defined by our past. And as long as we have the healthy boundaries, that is self-love first. I honor myself enough to go, I love me and respect me. So therefore, that is exactly the vibration that I will manifest in my life with other people, whether it be siblings, whether it be significant others, whether it be friendships. A lot of us finding soul family as we're going forward into this authenticity. Don't allow your past to hold you back. Do not allow your emotions to be snuffed. If you need to speak your truth, do it in a heart-centered way. Anybody that does not have healthy boundaries And I have an experience with my blood mother who is so fixed in her emotions that she was not able to see the perspectives that came from my heart space. I instilled boundaries, and it became very apparent that I needed to transform that and be the alchemist of that, so I could not be in that same karmic cycle with my living daughter, with my son that's transformed out of his body already into back to spirit, so that I didn't carry forward that legacy, whether it be in my daughter, myself relationship, my significant others. It's important. It's important. Healthy boundaries is huge. Don't get fixed into your emotions. Like I said, with the sun conjunct Mercury at the same time as this full moon, it's important for us to not be closed off on our emotions and our perspectives, be open. See through the superficial things in life. I know many of us are feeling, hopefully experiencing, the transformation of what really matters within you, because we're all in this isolation time, which I prefer anyway. But many people don't really appreciate that. I do. See through the illusions and the superficial things that have been valued in life, and really grab on to that higher perspective of what you can do, stepping into your authenticity and allowing that beautiful sacral chakra to just spark this passion within you, and do something creative. I believe if it's nice out, I'm probably gonna have a bonfire and just really allow this transformation. Been on my path for a little while now. I hope that you are as well. If you're not, it's never too late. Don't judge yourself. Get on it. Step into your authenticity. Transform all these deep emotions with this full moon in Scorpio. Be that phoenix rising, coming out of the ashes, and allow yourself to be a new seed of, I'm going forward like this, and I don't care. Things of the past, past emotions, past family karmic whatever is not going to hold me back. I'm going to leave a legacy behind for love, compassion, and that fucking phoenix rising. Be that person, plant that seed. Blessed and namaste on this beautiful full moon in Scorpio. Enjoy your week. I would love to see some comments. Give it a like if you resonate with this today. And I send this to you with so much love. Namaste.